YouTube, how's it going? I'm back with the final team seven round mock draft. It's the Texans. Finally here. Didn't think we were gonna make it here. No, I'm just kidding. I did. I did know we were gonna make it here, with plenty of time to spare. But we're not done after this. We're just getting started. The draft's just getting heated up. We're getting closer, and then plenty more NFL coverage to go all year along. So keep on watching. We got plenty of stuff. But the Texans, let's get on the Texans. No first round pick, no second round pick, but they still got plenty of picks. Maybe it sucks that if you're a Texans fan, you got to wait a little bit, but you got to be happy. You got your quarterback last year. If he stays healthy, he's a darn good one. And you still got plenty of picks for not having the first rounder or second rounder. So let's get into it. Big need, in my opinion, tight end. And I have him getting the Oklahoma one. Mark Andrews, I think he's a second or third rounder. Potentially could drop to third. Some of these other tight ends are on the rise. Maybe he drops to third because he didn't really block a lot. They didn't ask him to block a lot, which is a little surprising because you look at him, he's good size, think he'd be able to block. Maybe he can block, but wasn't asked to do it a whole lot. It's just that Big 12 offense, that Oklahoma offense. He's definitely a good he's a threat all over the field, but I really like him in the red zone, knows how to get open. Could be their type of tight end, really could help Watson red zone and all over the field. So another third round pick. We got three of these, or two more of these coming up. Martinez Rankin, offensive lineman, Mississippi State. A guy that was maybe viewed as a second rounder once, but maybe drops to the third because of the other O-line depth. A guy that's viewed that can play tackle or guard. So the Texans pretty much, they need, I don't know if they're not desperate for it or anything, but they definitely need some O-line help, whether it's tackle or guard. So Rankin in the third round would be excellent, I think. Kevin Tolliver, the corner from LSU, was the other third round pick. Tolliver is kind of getting slept on a little bit. He's got the length, he's got the size on the outside there. I think he'd be a legit outside corner of the future. I think the Texans did a good job getting their guy back or bringing in Colvin at corner, but I think they need an outside guy of the future. That's for sure, in my opinion. I think a guy that'd be better in the pros, obviously, than in college. A little bit of an attitude problem. I like it on the field, but I think teams worry about it off the field, so maybe that's why he drops to here. Last year, a little closer to the draft, we saw a lot of lengthy corners all of a sudden rise up the boards. People were, they were starting to get more buzz, according to scouts and media. So maybe that happens with Tolliver. So maybe somebody really likes his size out there. I think he's got a bright future if he gets the chance. Foley Fatukasi, defense lineman, UConn. They need D-line depth. I mean, this guy's been getting a lot of buzz lately. I think he can play right away. I mean, the Texans they're almost set up there as long as they stay healthy. It could be one of the best in the league if it's healthy. Obviously, the pass rush is good, but a little more depth. Maybe he can play early on at D-tackle position for them. On to the sixth round, we got Leon Jacobs, outside linebacker, Wisconsin. So, yeah, here we go. More pass rush depth. Well, not more. I think the UConn kid is more interior, but here's some pass rush depth. Obviously, if Merciless is out, injured, let's hope he's not. Excellent player if he's on the field. Leon Jacobs, a lot of upside, freak athlete, can come around the corner, get to the quarterback. I really like that Wisconsin defense. That whole thing, very balanced defense. It's kind of hard to pick out who's the standout guy. There really is none. I was saying that about Ohio State at one point too. I mean, you can pick out a few guys that are better, but that Wisconsin defense is pretty balanced all the way across. I think some of these guys would be very good in the pros. I like Leon Jacobs. He's been getting a little buzz lately. Possibly sneaks into the fifth round. Good outside linebacker. Another sixth round, Akram Wiley, running back, Iowa. You may think they don't need a running back. They got some decent depth. They got Lamar Miller, Deontay Foreman. They like Foreman, but that injury late in the season a little scary. So better get another guy, and a guy that I just saw fit. So it made sense to me. Maybe they move on from Lamar Miller in the near future. I mean, Wiley's a better player than that number 6 up there, that round 6. He's a better player than that. The running back draft it has so much depth. A guy like this drops because of that, and the blocking's pretty bad. But he can run the ball. He can catch the ball to the backfield. Really, the blocking, he's got to work on that. So maybe that's why he drops. But the main thing I'm looking at is he can run the ball. When the ball's in his hands, the abilities is way better than 6 rounds. So that's the way I'm looking at it here. I like the fit in Houston in that offense. Another lineman here in round 6, Jared Jones-Smith. Pittsburgh line was pretty good. Got a couple guys going to the draft this year, should get drafted. So he's definitely a sleeper in the 6th round. I think obviously he's depth, but I talked about this in the past. You see, teams seem to find near future starters late or even undrafted in the draft. It seems like hitting on offensive linemen, there's really not much of a gap between early and late compared to other positions. So getting a guy like this back here would be a darn good pick. And then round 7, I made it happen here. J.T. Barrett, QB from Ohio State. I think that's a good Deshaun Watson backup. I think, he's just got to stay more consistent. But let's hope Watson stays healthy. But I think Barrett needs to stay more consistent with his throws. Like 1 second, he makes throws that are just unbelievable. Like this guy, why aren't we talking about this guy? And then, maybe he was asked to do harder things. That's what I thought about Watson at times too. I mean, obviously Watson's a better talent, but they're pretty similar here. It'd be a good steal in the 7th round. I think it's just a good backup for Watson. I hate when teams get a backup that just isn't the same as their starter. I feel like I would want a similar style quarterback as the backup. I know Texans didn't really have a choice last year. You had Savage behind. Savage was already on the roster, and Watson, they needed to get him because he was too good. He was the best quarterback last year's draft. So I understand that. Maybe a team like the Titans, the Texans fans may like me bashing the Titans for this, but and I like the Titans where they're heading, but they had Mariota for quite a while now. It's going on a few years, and you just got backups like Castle, and they go get Whedon. Like I don't know. Just get a quarterback that fits the same offense your starter's playing. So that's why Barrett makes sense to me. He has potential. He's a better runner, obviously, but maybe, like I said, maybe they were expecting him too much to roll out, run right away, make a quick decision. So I think if he gets a chance, a guy that could be better in the pros, but let's hope he doesn't get a chance if he's on the Texans because we want Watson to stay healthy. But that'll do it for the Texans mock. We're finished with these 7-round mocks. We got plenty other draft coverage to get through. I got prospect ranking. Should be the next thing coming. We got plenty of draft news and rumors. We're going to get through that. Big boards, all kinds of stuff. More mock drafts, different types of mock drafts. Do predict the pick. I'm going to do GM mock, what I would do if I was GM for each team. So all kinds of stuff. We're always covering the draft, so stay tuned for all that. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.